Yeah. So packet switching. A station breaks a message into packets. So we can just say like the whole message is not directly getting into that particular another system. So it will just divide into some chunks of packets, and then the stream of packets will be sent delivered through the network. So there are two approaches: datagram approach and then virtual circuit approach. So what are these two? Circuit switching approaches. So space division switch. So here we can just say like so input 1, input 2, input 3, output 1, output 2, output 3, output 4. So these are the cross points which are used to map particular locations. So from input 1, output 1 is getting solution, from input 2 output 1 is getting solution, from 3 it is getting solution, from 1 it is giving solution to 2, it is 2, and 1 is giving solution for 3 and also for 4. So here we can just say like this is just for the purpose of the representation. So with the help of this we can just represent the how the data is just transferring in the particular system with network. So here we can just see from 1 it is giving an output to 1. So it is just dividing the work. So space division switch. So the whole input has been divided into 3 frames and the output will be divided into 4 frames. So these 3 frames will work simultaneously and then they will just give the outputs. So in this way we can just represent this input output. So they are cross points which are used to map particular locations. So multi-stage space division. So multiple space divisions. We can just consider this even with a 3D model. So we can just consider like an input from even from the other side. Actually we don't require to learn much about that. Multi-stage space division is something like this is a 2D, but it will just look like a 3D one. Time division multiplexing. So time division multiplexing is something which is again from this digital logic and processor. So multiplexing is something which we can just say like a timer. So timer in this particular operating system. So this time division is something like the whole work will be divided into some particular time module. So in this particular time this work should be done. So multiplexers using switching or even not using. So time slot interchange will be done in this time division multiplexing. So circuit switching properties. Once connected, transfer is transparent, mainly for voice traffic. Data rate is fixed. So circuit switching properties is something like the transfer of the data is transparent completely. So packet switching in small packets, maximum each packet can contain a 8-bit byte. So longer message will just split into some series and they will just transfer the data. So each packet contains user data plus control info. Control info is something like the way in which we will just send the stream of packets into some particular path or position. So those all things, the technical details will be maintained in this controlled info, whereas the data is something which is a this packets. So 8-bit packets, combination of packets are something which is known as a user data. So advantages: single node to node link can be shared, packets queued and transmitted as fast as possible, packets are accepted even when network is busy, priorities can be used. So yeah, these are the advantages. We can just read it from this datagram. So each packet treated independently, packets can take a practical route, they may arrive out of order, they may get lost or delayed. So this is datagram. So datagram is something which we can just say like the packets doesn't have any particular route, so they can just choose whatever route it is required. So the one of the drawback is something like the packets will sometime get out of order in the sense as the message will be divided into some particular chunks. So some words may come front and some words may come back, so the order will just get differ, and then they may also get lost or delayed. Some of the packets will just get lost or delayed, so that can be done in this datagrams. Whereas virtual circuit, pre-planned route established before sent. Each packet contains the virtual circuit identifier, no routing decisions, not a dedicated path. So here we can just see like virtual circuit is something like it will just have some identifier. So with the help of that identifier, the whole path will be decided at some particular instant, and then the routing will be done. So the no changes will be done after once the routing has been fixed. So that is possible in this virtual circuit. So VC switching table. So VC switching table is something like, here we can just see the data is being sending like this. So the data first part is being sending like this into the switch part, and then the another data is also being sending into the switch part. So now the switch part will just decide to which route the data should be sent to that another system. So either it should send from the third block, or either it should send from the second block. So those all things will be done with the help of the switch block. So these are being represented in this table. So incoming will be done from the port 1. So incoming in the sense the data 77 and 14 are being entered through this port 1, and then with the help of the switch the data will be splitted up. So from port 3 the 22 data will be sent, and then from port 2 41 will be sent, splitting of packets with tables. So here we can just see this thing. So switching table. So what is the difference between a virtual circuit and a datagram? So this is a reservation of resources. So there is no reservation of resource. Datagram will just send the data randomly, whereas virtual circuit will send with the help of some virtual circuit identifier. The first sent path will have server along with the path, whereas this is independent, which doesn't have any particular path. These are highly reliable, these are not reliable. So it is costly, it is not costly because this is containing something like an identifier. This doesn't contain any proper route. A virtual circuit uses fixed path for a particular session. So it is a true packet switched network. It doesn't follow any particular path. So what is the difference in between this circuit switched and then packet switched? So bandwidth guaranteed, bandwidth dynamically allocated, guaranteed in the sense once the bandwidth is fixed, we can't just change that. Whereas in this the bandwidth will be allocated dynamically. So circuit capacitors not reduced, have concurrent transmissions. The circuit cost independent of amount of the data transmitted, more cost efficient, better performance. So here the data is already fixed. So but the data is not fixed here. So suitable for voice communication. Here the voice communication in the sense here one person need to talk at once, and then after he just ended his conversation, so the other person will just do the thing. Whereas data communication is something which is like even both person will just try to send the data at the same time. So they should work concurrently, whereas these can work of one after the another. So they will just work simultaneously. Circuit switched will work simultaneously, whereas packet switched will work in a concurrent mode. So network protocol. So network protocol is something like, so what are those network protocols? It defines the interfaces between the layers in the same system. So it has two interfaces, service interface, peer-to-peer interfaces. So network protocol is something like it is used for the purpose of this transfer of the data. The exchanging of the messages will be done with the help of this network protocol. So protocol includes the specifications of a peer-to-peer interface, module that implements this interface, interoperable when two or more protocols that implements the specification accurately. So key elements of a protocol, syntax of that particular protocol, data format, signal levels, whereas semantics, that is control information and error handling, timing, speed matching, sequencing. So these are the key elements of a protocol. So open systems interconnection. So this is a thing which we can just see here: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, physical. So here the another end also will have this same type of structure. So with the help of this structure, the whole thing will be done. So with the help of this application layer, the data will be taken or generated. So with the help of this presentation, the data will be arranged in some particular order, and with the help of this session, the whole thing will be checked once again, and with the help of this transport, it will just convert either into some packets or it will just convert into some frames. With the help of this network, it will just check the possibility to transfer the data into that another end host, whereas with the help of this data link, it will just try to access the link with the another end host, and with the help of this physical thing, it will just transfer the data again into that another end host. So this is an open system interconnection. So protocol layer functions. Physical layer handles the transmission of a raw bits. So the another end host will also have some physical layer, right? So that physical layer will just handle the raw bits. So the raw bits which are coming from this particular end host will be handled by that another end host, whereas data link layer connect stream of bits into a frame. Frames are delivered to hosts. So network layer handles routing among nodes within a packet switch network. Unit of data exchanged is called as a packet. So the three layers are mostly available in all network nodes: transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. So these things I had just discussed it, right? So transport layer is nothing but process to process channel exchanged. The message exchange is known as a transport layer. Session layer, it provides the names and spaces for the process. Presentation layer, concerned about the format of a data exchange. Application layer, standardize a common type of exchanges. So these are the things which were available in this particular network protocol notes.